All right, Luke, I think this conversation that we're having about art can be related to your definition of, or at least your description of your understanding of improvisation, because you basically defined it as the ability to call up these tricks out of a pre-established collection or a bag of, of certain elements that you've practiced, and you can group them together into novel groupings or formations while you're playing and give rise to this larger musical creation that was not inherent in the parts, but that was made of those parts that you already knew about. Um, and I said in one of the art videos that I thought that that was kind of restrictive of creativity. And I just wanted to kind of try to elaborate that a little bit more. Actually, just by chance, happened to come across a book at my friend's house called Understanding Jazz, and I forget who it was by, unfortunately, but that's not really important. And it mentioned improvisation, obviously. And the first thing I said when I saw the book was understanding jazz. I didn't know you could understand jazz. I thought the whole idea of jazz was that it was spontaneous, and therefore there wasn't really, I mean, there's not really a theory of jazz. There's a theory of what's not jazz, maybe. But I suppose you could build theory for anything. It just depends how vague the theory is, and you can get anything to fit into a theoretical conceptual framework if you make it vague enough. But it listed some qualities or some aspects of improvisation that I wanted to bring up and add to this discussion. It said improvisation can be looked at from five different perspectives, or five different elements are involved in its manifestation. There's intuition, intellect, emotion, sense of pitch, and this is in the case of music, sense of pitch and habit. Um, Now, intuition has to do with the originality of the musical creation. So you're playing piano and you're using these tricks to create something new, but not just new. Original original doesn't just mean it's a new creation that hasn't been done before. It means, in some sense, it's representative of origin. In other words, it's a creative upwelling that sort of expresses something that's from the roots of experience itself or the roots of creation itself. It's original, meaning it has that immediate kind of. I mean, it's tempting to call it newness because it's like freshly, it's just born, but it's birthing. It's that sense of creating something new that has a history, but that leaves the history in its wake and becomes. And that comes from inside of us. It's intuition. We can't really explain where it comes from or break it up into some kind of a logical conceptual framework. Um, Intellect is really referring to technique or how well you use the symbols of music or the musical language to construct these representations of the music and understand what kind of tones and notes go together. Um, so intellect is the conceptual aspect of it. And then the motion is what establishes the mood of whatever it is you're composing. Um, the sense of pitch has to do with your ability to put sound into action. So your association of before you play a key, like you said, you know what it's going to sound like before you play it because you have associated the sound with this action. So you know which finger is going to cause which sound, and that association is your sense of pitch. And habit obviously is just the training to make these associations. So you build habits by practicing. So all five of these things are aspects of improvisation. So it's not just pulling tricks out of a bag. That makes it seem like it's being reduced to technique or intellect. And obviously, you're still utilizing the sense of pitch and the habitual training, but it's leaving out, your description, I think, leaves out emotion and intuition. I'll say that. And I mean, I'm trying to be more conceptual with you so that we can build some definitions. So I'm throwing out these hard definitions. I'm not really saying that I'm correct in these definitions, but I'm trying to define something so that you can know exactly what I'm saying. And hopefully I'm doing that now. And if you take the intellect and the intuition and you allow them to come together harmoniously, you get a good understanding of melodic form. Like you can conceptualize melody, or you can know action. In other words, your intellect understands what your intuition experiences. So you get a good sense. I mean, it's an integral interplay between, or a feedback loop between, thinking about the symbolic representations of the musical notes, what they sound like, and then adding that to this experiential aesthetic experience that is immediate. So yeah, let me know what you think about all of these definitions. Hopefully I made some clear definitions, and we can start making some actual conceptual progress and understanding now. So let me know what you think, Luke.